what we have to learn to do is to walk outside or climb up on the roof. And then we're freed from the limitation of the window frames and we can see the panoramic view. The funny thing is, it's very similar to that with energy healing. Our energy healing techniques are windows. Reiki lets you see this subset of energy. Qigong lets you see this one. EFG or quantum this, or these different alpha, beta, delta, gamma techniques. This is this window, this is this window. And even if you study 12 of them, you still have the wall between the window frames, so you have limitation. The only way that we're going to fully access the universe is to climb up to the roof and stop focusing in on getting better and better and better at this technique, better and better and better at looking out this window, seeing this window even better and refining it. Here's a better way to see it, and DNA step A and DNA step B and DNA advanced class. Stop it. Walk outside. Only when we are willing to let go of the techniques, of the telescopes, to remove the windows and the walls, will we be able to access more comprehensively, more fully, the entirety of the universe, the fullness of the healing process, and suddenly we don't need to do this. We allow ourselves to completely transcend our techniques and we can access anything. Now, if we're accessing the full picture, if we add a window to it, do we have more? No. We have less, because to add a window, you must put up some wall to support the window frame. You put up a block and a limitation, so you decrease. Only when our egos are willing to stop building windows, only when our egos are willing to completely transcend the energy healing techniques, can we access this and all be 100% full. And the very moment, someone says, yes, but I'm even better because I'm also adding my Reiki technique or my window, they limit who and what they are and who and what they're able to access or facilitate and what they're able to see. And it's a game that they play until they learn to stop building windows. So one of the gifts of Reconnective Healing is that we can access fully a healing spectrum for everyone and completely transcend our energy healing techniques. But the challenge, the requirement is we can only access it when we are willing to completely transcend the energy healing techniques. So it becomes a game of ego. Not that ego was a mistake, not that ego was something that, God was working over, creating the human being and dropped it in accidentally and went, oh crap, now I'll never get that sucker out of the human. It's not a mistake, it's not a problem. It's a learning tool, but it's such a sharp, powerful learning tool. It is always active, it is always helping us go, come back into balance. Yes, the ego is good, it helps you strive to be better. Remember when it's getting ahead of you. Balance, 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 balance. It's not here to be eradicated. It's here to be accessed, to allow us to learn the balance of this existence.
How many people
have learned this work?
Yeah.
So far, we have taught maybe close to 70,000 people around the world. In approximately 70 countries they're practicing.
So, and if you are reconnected, you are that for the rest of your life.
Now there is the process called the reconnection.
Yeah.
Reconnective healing is something that people step into with the consciousness of wanting to receive some form of healing. And of course, in that, they receive some form of their life being kicked onto high speed. The reconnection is a process, shall we say, whose design is to throw your life into high speed, to kick you onto your life path maybe even faster than you think you're ready for. And in that, you receive some level of healing. So they're not necessarily two distinctly different entities. They have some overlap in the beginning. And my belief is that soon enough, one becomes the other. It's just the packaging they chose with which to present themselves.
Amazing.
How's that for getting your business card on the air suddenly?
That is amazing. And told me something about the living matrix.
Well, the living matrix is, well, I'll show you.
Yeah?
These are some of the languages the book is in, English and Dutch and German, and we have a large conference going on, so it's being translated into more languages than that simultaneously. It's like the United Nations. Last weekend we taught Reconnection Healing here in Amsterdam to approximately 1,200 people in multiple languages, all with headsets. And we plan to bring the Reconnection Healing seminars to Belgium. I'm not sure which city, probably Antwerp, at some time during 2010, middle portion of it. I don't know whether, I'm not sure who will be teaching it. It will either be me or Doug DeVito, who has been with us for about 7 years, an excellent, excellent facilitator and teacher. And I will be teaching the seminars here in Amsterdam again, I believe the first weekend in November of 2010. The Living Matrix is a film that was just released. It has Lynn McTaggart, who is the author of The Field and the Intention Experiment. It has Bruce Lipton, who's written The Biology of Belief, an amazing, wonderful, wonderful, brilliant teacher. Makes everything so natural and clear in subjects you'd never even think that you'd be able to stay awake for in 10 minutes. You actually become excited by the knowledge that's in the way that Bruce presents his work and his information. Rupert Sheldrake, who's a wonderful philosopher, and everyone here knows the name of Rupert Sheldrake. He speaks on morphogenetic fields, and just brilliant is in the film. So is Marilyn Schlitz, who is the head of IONS. She's president of IONS, the Institute of Noetic Science. As a matter of fact, the book, The Da Vinci Code, was written by Dan Brown. Yeah, he just came out recently with a new book.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on the name of his new book. It's gotten a huge amount of press, and the main character in that new book is a combination of both Lynn McTaggart and Marilyn Schlitz. So it's quite fascinating. And it speaks about the research behind healing. There are different approaches. It's a smorgasbord.
Also about thoughts.
It does. Some of the I have to say that some of the film is still a little lost in old consciousness that we don't have to be in any longer, because it's a combination of things. Some of the film, is still teaching things like you have to go back consistently over a period of time, which is no longer really true, not once you access Reconnection Healing. Some of the film is saying that, for some of the people, they want to put little energy drops under your tongue, but of course when you put energy drops under your tongue, they say, well, it's information. We figure out what's wrong with you and we put the information into the drops and we drop it under your tongue. Well, how do you determine what information is needed and how do you put it into the drops? And we haven't gotten any clear answers to those questions yet. So we'll see. There's other excellent research in there. And then there's a lot of talk about positive thinking, which was needed when all we had was energy healing. You needed visualization and positive thinking. It's not necessary any longer. It becomes something that slows us down